Hello, this is Jamie Makerch. Welcome to Jamie's Craft Table. Today I'm just going to take you along as I play. I don't have a set in stone card in mind, so I'm just going to take you along for the ride. I'm going to be using a 4 by 5 1/4 inch piece of Whisper White. I have a piece of cherry cobbler which is 4 1/8 by 5 3/8, and that is to layer behind this piece. I have a piece of thick Whisper White, which is 5 1/2 by 8 1/2, scored and folded at 4 1/4, and that's for my card base. Let's put those two pieces aside. And for colors, I've chosen Cherry Cobbler, Magenta Madness, Crumb Cake, Pear Pizzaz, and for stamp sets, I'm going to use Healing Hugs. I want to use this rose and the leaves that go with it. Then I need some smaller florals to go with it, so I'm going to use Framed for You. And I'm not sure, but I think I'm probably going to bring in one of these sentiments from Rooted in Nature. I like the big size of those. So let's get started. I already have a bunch of stamps mounted just to make it a little bit faster. Pair of snips. So the first thing I'm going to do, hang on just a second, I want to show you what is inspiring this card. I'm back. This is my mug that I usually drink my coffee in and my tea, and I just love this beautiful patterns. So that's what I'm inspiring today's. That's what's inspiring today's card. So let's get started. I'm going to start, I think, with Magenta Madness. I think I'm going to open a crumb cake. And I'm going to stamp this rose with the crumb cake first. And then I'm going to open the Magenta Madness. Got a sponge dauber here, and I'm going to add some of this Magenta Madness on here. And let's stamp it and see what happens. If we don't like it, we'll turn it over and start again. I'm just going to stamp it over here. Oh, that's pretty. I like that. Okay. Now, I think I want a mask, so let's bring in a Post-it note. Stamp this on this Post-it note. And then I'm going to bring in scissors and cut it out. I'm literally just going to cut it out. I'm cutting just a little bit inside the line, so to avoid that halo that you get sometimes. I'm hoping I get a little bit of the sticky, but if I don't, that's alright too. I can always hold it in place with my fingers. It was so hot yesterday, my husband got a portable air conditioner and put it in the living room window, so if it's kind of loud, I apologize. But it was so humid and hot yesterday, it was like terrible. Okay, now let's line this up on this rose. The idea with the mask is the rose is going to be in front, and anything we stamp next to it is going to appear behind it. Okay, so now we need to do some leaves. let's do the Pear pizzaz. I'm going to do these leaves first. One here. One over here. Here. Okay. Now, what else do I want? Set this aside for a minute. Let's open this cherry cobbler. Come on, open. I can tell I haven't used that one a lot because I can't get it open. I'm going to use this flower here, and this is from the Framed for You, and I'm going to stamp it with the crumb cake again and bring in that sponge dauber. This time I'm going to use the cherry cobbler, and I'm going to ink around the edge so it has a little bit of that brownish color on the inside. See how here it's got the little bit of brown on the inside? Let's stamp that here. Do I want another one? I don't think so. I think I'm going to stick with just the one of those. Okay, and then I'm going to come in with this little flower. That's also from Frame for You. I'm going to go in the cherry cobbler with this one. Stamp one there. Next to it. Let's do one up here. Couple down here. Okay. Center of those needs something. Let's bring in a water brush. And just pick up a little bit of this crumb cake on the corner of a block. This is not a Stampin' Up water brush, but there's one I had sitting on my desk. Stampin' Up has some. I haven't got the new ones yet. I'm going to just do the center of these flowers with this crumb cake. Okay. That off so I don't get it all over. Okay, now let's do add some other little leaves in there. It needs something else. Let's bring in this one from Frame for You. And I'm going to stamp in the Pear pizzaz. And let's add some over here. I'll take some of that stem off. Stamp it once, pick it up and move it just a hair, stamp it again, let's do some here too. Okay, need it in one other place so it kind of flows. Over here. Okay, I should have wiped that off because see how that's sitting on top there, but I'm just going to live with it. Alright, let's bring in this one now. I don't know if you can see it. There we go. Get a little bit of this on there. This one I think I'm going to do the crumb cake and then a little bit of rock and roll into this green. Oh, I must have had some red on there. Or did I tap it into the red instead of the green? Instead of the crumb cake? I don't know. That's alright. I did it, so it's there. I'm gonna, since I still have that color on here, add some of this over here so that there's a little bit of continuity. Alright, let me wash that off and try again. Let's see if I can get one more. Bring in my chamois, wash it off. Crumb cake, a little bit of green. Actually, not sure I need any more, but I'll wipe the bottom of it off. Let's take this mask off and see what it looks like. Oh, that's pretty. I really like that. Okay, let's see if this will fit down here. It says, "You are wonderful." I'm going to stamp that right there with cherry cobbler. Oh, that's perfect. Okay, let's close up these inks, leave it like it is. Let's put this card together. I really like this. This is a simple stamping card. Just stamping, there's nothing else involved. Stamps, ink, and paper. Granted, there's quite a few stamps, ink, I love this rose with the two tones on it. Oh, that's so pretty. Alright. Bring this over. I'll go ahead and use my Stampin' Seal. Get started. I find there's really not a trick to it. Just use it. Okay, let's bring in a cherry cobbler piece. I'm going to turn it over so I don't smear anything. Alright. Let's add that to this piece. Again, I'm just going to use the Stampin' Seal. See, there's not any trick to it. It seems to work just fine. Every once in a while you have to start it because it like pulls itself back in on itself. There we go. There's a clean and simple card. A simple stamping card. I think I might add a few little gems on there inside those flowers. Bring these in. Basic rhinestones. Let's just add one of those inside of each one of these little flowers. So I probably didn't even need to color the center of them in. Should I use a bigger one in that one? Let's try it on and see. Oh, why not? And there you go. There's the card we just made together. Here's my inspiration. What do you think? Well, thanks for joining me at Jamie's Craft Table. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I hope you can find a little bit of time to play with some stamps, ink, and paper.